Normally, I do this. I forgot to flip my orientation, so it's going to suck for those people who try to do this later in the week. But that's on them, right? We'll get it figured out. Not a big deal. How are y'all doing this evening? Oh, need a cold beer. Tonight, we're talking movies and music. Put you in the mood for deer season. I'm trying to adjust this camera one more time. There we go. I don't really like it this way. Normally I have it obviously flipped the other direction, better for viewing after the fact, but tonight we got to deal with it. I screwed up. I did this in the car on the way back from my son's baseball tournament. I forgot to flip it. Go for it, Sid. Get a cold beer. I need to hit the record button here. All right. As always, this week's episode is brought to you by Deep Roots Rifle Company. Elevated excellence rooted in integrity and reliability. Use the link in the description to get over to their website and order just about everything you'll need to get into the woods this fall. From fully custom rifles built in-house to flashlights to help you find your way into the dark. And be sure to tell them that UPO sent you. But for real though, let them know that we sent you over there. That's what helps us let them know they're getting their money's worth. They do pay us to run the ad, and they are awesome people all around. Peter does great work, and those guys he got working for him, they're fantastic. If you guys need a rifle work done to get a rifle built, they built some fantastic rifles. We gave one away a couple years ago. Beautiful rifle. But hop over there to their place. They're right down in Eustis, where they build the rifles out of, and give them a visit. Hop on their website, dig around, order a custom rifle. Just order the stuff you need for hunting season. Tell them that you heard about us here on the UPO Live on Air. Well, like I said earlier, this week we're talking movies and music, right? If the smell of gun oil and crisp morning air gives you goosebumps, this one's for you. We're getting to that time of year where I think hunting season is on a lot of everybody's minds. It's what is it? Today's the 20th of July, so we call that mid to late July. We've only got 11 days left, and then we're in August, and that's the last, for most of us, the last full month without deer season. So now you're kind of dialing in. Hopefully at this point got a couple bucks on camera. You kind of know where you want to go. You should have your permits by now, I would hope. And got a pretty good idea where you're going to be sitting opening morning. But I'm at the point now, well, I've been at this point for a while actually, where I want to the first thing I do kind of starting about May, June time frame, probably about 2 weeks after turkey season ends, is I am thinking about hunting season. So I start watching specific movies. The top one on my list of movies to watch when I'm thinking about hunting season, Jeremiah Johnson. That's it. It's up there at the very tippy top. I will watch that movie probably 5 times between March and August. Easy. And I think I've come to realize that because I like movies like Jeremiah Johnson, and then I watch, and that's a mountain man, film, 1972, I believe. And then I'll watch Quigley Down Under, has nothing to do with hunting, but I just absolutely love that film. Uh, Tyke, yeah, Mountain Men is a good one. But it just kind of feels like that Western feel. Yeah, Quigley. That Western feel type of movie. Sid says he loves a good laugh at the same time. So going for him is Escambia in the Moonlight. That's a good movie. But I think I'm enamored more with, well, obviously, like Jeremiah Johnson, Mountain Men, that's got that same Mountain Man feel, the Mountain Man ethos, the back when the fur trade was king, right? These guys were out there trapping beavers. Now, Jeremiah Johnson, for a good period of the movie, was, skinning bears. But they were out there trapping beavers. This is why the Mountain Men went west for the beaver pelt trade. So, just that theme of living in the wilderness and surviving off the land, fantastic. Lonesome Dove, Charlie. That's a great movie. Great movie. And I like watching it like I like watching Dancing with Wolves. But I don't feel like that's got... How do you relate that to hunting season? So yeah, I got Quigley Down Under. I got Jeremiah Johnson. The Revenant is pretty good. Although the only problem, one of the big things big problems I have with The Revenant is it takes place... In the movie, it takes place in an area where historically it would have looked nothing like what the movie did. It was like he was attacked in... Jim Bridger was attacked in Kansas. It's not Bridger, is it? I don't have my phone. Let me see. I cannot remember. I want to think it was Jim. Who was... Hugh Glass. I apologize. And he was left for dead by Jim Bridger. So I got the two confused. And that's actually a really interesting story. So he vowed to kill Jim, who was just a kid, really a kid, a young 19, 20-something-year-old. Vowed to kill him, goes to find him, decides he wasn't worth killing. Didn't kill either one of the guys that actually left him for dead. He didn't kill Jim because he saw him as influenced by the other guy. Ooh, where the red fern grows. That's a good one. He could tell he was influenced by the other party. I can't remember his name. But he then vows to go kill him and finds out he had quit the mountain man life and joined the army. And then by the time he finds him, Hugh Glass is told that he would hang for killing a man who works for the federal government, revenge or not. So he settles for getting his rifle back. Pretty sure it was his rifle back. I agree. Where the red fern grows. My Side of the Mountain. That's also a very good one. There's a lot of great movies that kind of lead into hunting season. And I saw some, so I've got some down here that I think honorable mentions. The Revenant, like I said, it's not bad. It's new, and it takes place in the wrong place historically. It would not have been nearly as mountainous as it shows. But according to the internet, The Deer Hunter, which, I mean, it's okay. I feel like it's more of a Vietnam War movie. And the rest of these, I don't even know. Underrated niche favorites, The Hunter with William Dafoe. Never seen that one. The Ghost in the Darkness. Never seen that one either. But I would watch that. The true story of the Tsavo lions. So it's kind of Africa, which I love watching stuff on Red Dawn. Yeah, for deer hunt. Yeah, killing commies, killing deer, close to the same thing. And they hunt in the beginning of the new one, at least. The Edge, grizzly hunting and survival. I don't know, man. See that? There's a lot. I think you guys are giving me far better movies than the internet did. Yeah, just shooting two-legged deer. It's pretty much the same thing, right? Ghost in the Darkness. I'll have to look it up. I've never watched it. And then you get into another thing that I can think of is the music, right? And I was like, it's going to be kind of hit or miss what I find out for music, right? But as a staple, I think this is, according to the internet, the top 5 tracks to set the tone. Number 1, A Country Boy Can't Survive by Hank Williams Jr. I don't disagree. I don't think that's a bad one. Big Velvet Buck by Josh Turner. I've never heard it. Red, White, and Blue Jeans. Probably not. That doesn't seem very, very hunting to me. This Is the Life by Brandon Jenkins. Maybe. I don't know. I'm just judging a book by its cover. Never heard it either. But tell me why, of the top 5, Fred Bear by Ted Nugent was ranked in last place? Have we really dwindled that far as a society to where Fred Bear by the Nuge is in last place of the top 5? It is by far, love it or hate it, it's iconic. I agree, Charlie. Opening Day is a fantastic song, and that's one of the ones that I'll jam to. But more recently, I found a band by the name of Hawk and Horse, and this goes back to, right, Jake? Yeah, Nugent ranks 5 below Red, White, and Blue Jeans. What does this world come to? Hawk and Horse is... he's big in the Mountain Man area. We had him on the podcast back last year sometime. I have to look, and I couldn't tell you exactly what episode, but he's big in the Mountain Man era, and he hunts with a flintlock, killed some wonderful deer, lives up there in the Nashville area, Tennessee, hunts up there. Killed some, like I said, some wonderful whitetail bucks, shooting old black powder, but he is enamored with that era, the Mountain Man era, and he sings a lot about it. Free by Hawk and Horse, fantastic. But the whole Long Hunter album, To Set the Tune to Go to the Woods, fantastic. And I will sit there and turn the AC up real high in the car so it feels like fall, and listen to Long Hunter, and I feel like, it's time to go to the woods. And then I shut the truck off and get out, and it's not at all. It feels terrible outside. Got in the car today after my son's baseball game. It was 106. Beautiful day here in Florida. It said 106 on the dash, only 60% relative humidity and no breeze. You can't get better weather than that. Fucking awful. And then, so we go, and then throwback picks or deep cuts. Charlie Daniels has some good ones. Love Charlie Daniels band. Alabama and Waylon Jennings. Those are throwbacks for sure. They got a lot of good stuff. I would say, Dixieland Delight by Alabama. That's top tier. And then you got Cody Jinks, Hippies and Cowboys. I don't think so. Jim Caesar, country rap. There's a dude that sings, he raps about duck hunting, and I can't think of his name. His stuff's not bad, but it's strictly hunting based. I cannot think of his name at the moment. So I can pull him up on Google. Let's see. Well, you got Jim Caesar. That's Duckhole. That's not who I'm talking about, though. Colin Pax. That's not it. 24/7 Hunt. 24.7 Hunt. There's some duck hunting rap for you. He's got a lot of stuff about rap about hunting. If you're into the rap thing. I wish I could play short samples of music for you on here, but YouTube will kick that in the butt real quick. Y'all, Phil Robertson. That's another one too. I mean, watch the old Duck Commander movies, and that's the thing. Like, I don't have the Outdoor Channel anymore. I used to watch that a lot. My mom called it the Whisper Channel when we were kids because they're always whispering. You got to talk real quiet. So you got the volume of the TV turned really loud, so you can hear them when they're whispering in the woods. I don't have that. I don't have cable. And I'm not going to pay extra for that, especially when it's all on YouTube, right? But to get some of those old DVDs, like the Duck Commander DVDs, that would be good stuff. So my preseason ritual is definitely got to be watching Jeremiah Johnson at least 5 to 7 times. I'm on about 3 times now, and I just watched. I just threw. Now that it's on Pluto, The Last of the Mohicans into the mix. I'm big into the old, black powder films. Hey, you know what you can throw too if you got Disney Plus is old Davy Crockett. That's a good one. But playing the songs, like when I head to the deer camp, I've got Long Hunter on the entire album straight through on the radio. And if you haven't listened to Hawk and Horse, I would totally encourage you to do so. He's got some really good music if you like that type of music. But I don't know, like, watch that. You got to watch Jeremiah Johnson. Got to watch. I don't watch The Revenant a lot. I'll watch it maybe once. It's not much of a classic yet, I don't think. I mean, Leonardo DiCaprio is not bad. A little weird, with the dating really young chicks and all, but he's an old man. Jeremiah Johnson, I could watch that movie on repeat. I think I'm going to throw in Last of the Mohicans again. Probably watch some Dances with Wolves. Some of these ones you suggested, the internet, like we talked about earlier. I've never seen let me get back to the beginning here in my notes. Never seen The Ghost in the Darkness. I'll have to see if I can try and find a place to watch it. And I'd watch The Edge. I don't know what that's about either. It says grizzly hunting and survival, but who was Walt Gabbard, Sid? Forgive me. But there's a lot of great movies out there, but it just kind of sets the tone, And you're getting ready for deer season. I'm just absolutely stoked. And this came, the thought about this came about the other day when I was watching Jeremiah Johnson after I had watched Last of the Mohicans and then watched The Patriot, which The Patriot really has nothing to do with deer hunting, but it's along the same lines as the black powder stuff. And I just love getting into that. Good duck hunting singer. I'll have to look him up. not a big duck hunter, but I got some plans for some duck hunting this year around here. Well, around here, not around where I'm at now, but we're gonna have a good time. Uh, don't have that big of plans for deer season. I am getting more heavily into the black powder this year. I got to sit here and finish out my Colt Walker revolver, which I started messing with the other day. Oh, funny story from last week, which I don't know if I talked about this last week or not, but I lit my pellet grill on fire right before I started the live. So it smelled like wonderful smoked meat in here. And then I had to drag the pellet grill like off into the backyard so that it didn't catch the house on fire. It wasn't like flaming fire, but I had some concerns. And then when I opened it up after the show, yeah, it definitely made it all the way back into the hopper. So I had to replace the auger because that little like plastic piece around the auger there melted to the auger. I wish I was going to do a black powder elk hunt this year, Charlie, but no. I've still got to build that rifle. In fact, I'm looking at probably buying for that black powder elk hunt. I want to get a 54 caliber Hawken rifle, and I'm waiting on Kibler long rifles to release their Hawken kit, which should come out in the next 2 months. Then I'll buy that one and put it together, because Kibler long rifles make some very, very beautiful, historically accurate kit rifles, and they're very easy to put together. Really high quality wood, accuracy is top notch, especially if you wanted to build a flintlock. The Hawken would be his first rifle that comes in a percussion cap. All of his other rifles are flintlock rifles, but they've got a really fast flint on them. Sid says he picked up his bow this season and he's getting geared up for the whitetail hunt on St. Vincent's Island. You gonna go with Matt? You need to reach out to Matt Oglesby, Sid. He's got that too. He's dying to find somebody to go with him. I don't know that I want to drag my butt all the way up to St. Vincent's Island to hunt white-tailed deer. But he's supposed to be making, or he is making, a Hawken kit. And I want to build one of those on a 54 to hunt elk with. So when he releases his kit, I'll buy that kit, put it together. Kind of waiting on that one kit. I'm dead set on that Hawken because of Jeremiah Johnson. If I'm going to go and do a black powder elk hunt, I want to pretend like I'm a mountain man for a few days. And carry my Hawken around the woods. I have a black powder rifle now, but I still feel like it'd be as fun. Which I got to put that thing back together too. It's in a bunch of pieces. I took it apart last year, planning on like repainting the stock and stuff. I never picked up the stuff I need to do it, but I can always grab that. My coon cap. But Jeremiah Johnson doesn't wear a coonskin cap. I need to grow my hair out more than what it already is. That's what I need to do. And I guess dye it blonde. And my beard too. Then I could look like Robert Redford. I could have made a coonskin cap today, but I didn't capitalize on the fact that that's another thing that happened during the live, or right after the live last week. I had a raccoon trying to get into the chicken coop after that live last week. So I set a trap, and I've got a raccoon and a possum. There are no more. So egg thieving, chicken killing. Luckily, it didn't get any of my chickens. Just tried to dig under the coop, but I buried chicken wire around the outside, so that kept them out. Won't you make me a coonskin cap, Sid? I need to get a gator head back from you. I think you got a deer head of mine too. But speaking of, we need to start talking about gators. We got gator season coming up here in a matter of days. That's going to open up down here in Florida right around the time deer season opens up. And it's going to be a good time. I don't have any gator tags. I didn't put in for gator tags. I don't have time to gator hunt. I got deer to hunt. I like gator hunting. It's fun. But, nah, I got deer to hunt. I got a few permits down here. We got some good bucks on camera up in Georgia. I'm going to travel around Georgia, do a little hunting on some public land up there this year. And it's going to be a good time. May venture out further than that. We'll see what this year holds. Haven't quite decided yet. But other than that, keep your powder dry, your barrel clean, and we'll catch you guys next week. 1 week closer to hunting season. In the famous words of Jeremiah Johnson, watch your top knot. I'm going to hang out here with you guys on the live for a minute, and then I'll cut it off. But for all you guys listening on Wednesday, should have been here on Sunday. All right. No rush, Sid. I just thought about it when I got you in here. I got another deer head I got to pick up from somebody else. That buck I killed on the island, which I got that hunt again. We'll see how that goes. I got that hunt the same week I've got a hunt in Rock Springs Run. So, yeah, you watch yourn. That's right, Tyke. But right now, the deciding factor whether I go back out to the island where I killed that buck or whether I go to Rock Springs Run is going to be whether I draw doe tags in Rock Springs Run or not. Because I can't get doe tags for the island, but if I get some for that, for Rock Springs Run, I think I'll go to Rock Springs. How you doing, Jake? How many quotas you got? Don't leave us hanging, Jake. You put in for your redraws? Here's your, might see you at Rock Springs. Yeah, we know Jake got nothing in California. He should have hired a better guide. Should have paid for one, period. I hear Tykel guide you in California for school tuition. Just a small fee. Tomorrow morning on the podcast, we've got Maniac Outdoors talking about minerals. And they're putting stuff in their minerals that's helping combat CWD prions. Nice. I've got Rock Springs for muzzleloader, Seminole Ranch for archery, and nothing for rifle. But I'm going to hop off here. I reckon we'll catch you guys next week. Find something else to talk about. Adios.